You. Yes, you. Talking to you. Talking to you, the one that's watching this video right now. You. You do not need funding for your business. You do not need outside capital for your business. You do not need money, external money to start your business. You don't need the funding. You don't need the funding at all. Not at all. Not one penny to start your business. You just need to start your business. It's 2025. It's 2025. You need to start your business. I'm making this video today, just a little message. You don't need the funding. You don't need, outside capital. What you do need, is to decide to start. You need to decide to start now. Start your business. I deal with people all the time, starting from absolutely nowhere, starting from absolutely nothing. But here's the thing though. I'm going to take it back even further. My father taught me, and that's where comes from. If you've ever met my father, when he was living, he would say you to everybody he came in contact with. You. And he would start every conversation with that, and he would point in the direction, you don't need the funding. You just need to decide to start. What I'm saying is, the reality of it is if you won't invest in your own business, what makes you think anybody else will? If you don't invest in your business, what makes you think anyone else is going to provide capital for your business if you're not providing capital for your business? Here's the reality. My father taught me a lot, and as part of Montgomery 2320 Business Development Services, we worked hand in hand for a lot of years, but he taught me, over 60 years of entrepreneurial experience, degrees in, occupational services and business management. We have an extensive depth of knowledge and tried experience. Not just tried experience in entrepreneurship, but in running organizations and, running franchises and so forth. Here's the reality. Start. You got to start. And on the upside, it's 2025. It's easier to start a business now than ever. But the reality of it is, you don't need the funding. Stop waiting for the money. Stop waiting for the money. You're the money. You're the money. Start investing today in yourself and in your business. We're here to help you grow. But the reality of it is it's your business. See, you own the business. You want full ownership of the business. That means you got to be the full investor of the business to start off with before you go try to secure other monies. And in 2025, the reality of it is you can build and scale a business right now, just based upon, the technology that we have in hand and the resources that are available for free, still for free, not as many for free as there was a few years ago, but for free. But the bottom line about it is you got to decide to start. So you just decide to start your business and start. Just start, Then we can add this and add to that, take you to the different level. But start. Make the decision to start. Tomorrow's no good. One of the first things, and I'll leave you with this, that I told my first client, some years ago, is there's 8,760 hours in a year for all of us. No one, rich, poor, black, white, we all have the same amount of hours in the year. What are you going to do with yours? What are you going to do with yours? Start. So you don't need the funding. You don't need the capital. You don't need the outside capital. You need you, and you need the capital that you do have to start from ground level up. And if you need help, that's what we're here for. But the reality of it is you need to start. We'll get you started. Here at Montgomery 2320 Business Development Services. And if you already have a business, you still don't need outside capital to grow and to scale. But you have to even make the decision to be able to see, what's really going on. Because here's the other part. There are a lot of people who own businesses currently that have been operating for a long time that do not know how to keep up. They do not know how to keep up, and they will be closing their doors because they did not know how to keep up. They won't. I didn't say they were going to be selling their business. They're going to be closing their business without even having given it, exhausted every avenue of how do I keep it not just growing, but thriving in this environment. That's what Montgomery 2320 Business Development Services is here for. check us out. But remember, yes, I'm talking to you. And here it is, it's National Black Awareness Month, Business Awareness Month. It's National Black Business Awareness Month. This is a great time to really get it going, get it started. If you're black business, underserved business, rural community, whatever, veterans, start. It's bad out here, what, you're going to wait for it to get worse? Start. Yes, you. So let's get started. Talk to you later. God bless.